All right, guys, it is time for another episode of Mojobreak Blitz Week 4 edition. We're licking our wounds. At least I am. C-Rad's really licking his wounds. I think he lost a couple arms over the weekend.
No, I'm used to it.
Yeah, that is true. That is the expectation of a Raiders fan. But we've got some stars to talk about. We've got, is it time to panic? And then we're going to make our picks as this wild and wacky year of the NFL goes on.
Yeah, so let's start as we always do, highlight some guys from last week that we liked in the card world, on the field. I just want to come every week until further notice, and I mentioned it at the beginning of the show, guy who's the best player in the NFL right now. I'm going to just keep putting Lamar Jackson in week.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Justin Herbert.
No.
I'm all, this is getting ridiculous,
No.
man.
No. We're not keeping that alive right now. I'm sorry.
10?
I have accepted reality. Lamar Jackson right now is the most exciting, the most talented player in the NFL. I think I saw something that was the most, bringing fantasy football into the fold. The top 5 fantasy football players this year, number 1 is Lamar Jackson. Number 5 is Lamar Jackson if he had 0 rushing yards, which is pretty good. He's pretty good, guys.
He's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's doing it at the right. He's doing the Aaron Judge, right? He's like, I'm going to perform out of my mind at the perfect time for just to get an absolute insane payday.
Yes. Man is going to get paid.
Pomona.
Yeah. He's going to get paid.
Who knows?
He's going to get paid.
Yeah, I worry about the usage, though. There's a lot of miles going on those legs. Can he do it all season? I mean, the guy, you can't just, he's like, I don't remember that old Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny was playing every position. That's what Lamar Jackson is doing right now, is he's playing every single position. I'm surprised he's not out there kicking the ball for field goals and extra points, punting the ball, too. It's like just the whole thing.
I think
he's out there, it's Jim Harbaugh as well, or John Harbaugh.
The thing that gave me a lot of faith this weekend was seeing that, he didn't have a ton of passing yards, but when he was throwing, I saw a lot more pocket presence. I saw some great touch passes. I saw all of the things that people have been saying, oh, Lamar can't do this. He was doing against New England.
But I still feel like the card market, I go on Twitter, nobody's talking about it.
I think you have a mix of the kind of the recurring theme of the show. Things are dipping a little bit at the moment.
Dip.
There you go. Thank
You
you.
dip.
An excuse to show the shirt.
Why you dip?
Things have dipped a little bit right now, but I think as time goes on, things are going to correct themselves here, especially as, we saw last week. I'm not saying, sell your Josh Allen cards, but, Josh Allen had a bit of a down game. So things will sort of correct themselves, I think, going forward. And I think the people will value Lamar properly going forward in a little bit.
And I noticed you got Marquis Brown here, too, which is a guy that was highly targeted.
14 grabs.
And it's because of the scrub secondary of the Rams. You got one guy out there.
And
it allowed this guy.
And anybody else watch the Rams game? The full game. Not highlights on Red Zone or anything. I was sitting there.
When Kyler gets, I will say, when Kyler gets in on a guy, he gets tunnel vision. The same would happen with D-Hop, and now it's happening with Marquis.
So AJ Green went out early in the game.
Yeah, he did get hurt. Yeah.
So they basically it was Marquis Brown and then a bunch of who's.
I got Zach Ertz out there.
All the who's
tight
down in
end,
Whoville.
tight end, but yeah, Greg Dortch, number 2.
Who?
Great, yeah. So
Probably been an easy number 2 on the Rams.
the Rams,
Cooper Kupp and who else? Nobody.
what you guys would do to have Allen Robinson
I was about to say.
We got Brandon Ayuk. He's 10 times a better player.
Okay, man.
Well, what I'd give to have Matt Stafford right about now. Let's be honest.
So the Rams secondary banged up. They basically only had one starter in there, Jalen Ramsey, who is the best at what he
was
does.
playing really well.
They were attacking. We had a rookie corner who was actually starting his first game. They were attacking him. Marquise Brown's, it was the only thing they really can do in that game is to do quick passes to him, hoping that he would break one. He had a good game. 14 catches, good, but they were glorified handoffs at some point.
I agree. I'm definitely not buying his cards.
Yeah, it was literally the only move they had.
Yeah.
Was basically
The dice roll.
The dice roll.
It looks great on a stat sheet, but you're right.
Yeah, you
You're
would
watching
think
it.
if you didn't watch the game and you would look at Marquise Brown's stats, you'd be like, man, this guy, he's gonna be a Pro Bowler. But no, it was basically created with the circumstance of the Rams secondary being pretty banged up.
Well, then I think let's shift over to two 2021 rookies, but a guy specifically Devonte Smith, who I think definitely the opposite here, where this guy, we've been kind of waiting for that big game this season, and he had it last week with the Eagles, and the Eagles right now, incredibly talented young roster.
Yeah.
One of the most, especially if you're in for the hobby, having him and Jalen Hurts together. To me is a very exciting.
Yeah, he made a great catch. I think somebody dropped him on their fantasy team.
I drafted him, and you're talking about I drafted him and I dropped him for the great Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill wild card. Wow, you never know. You never wild card, right?
Yeah.
So I was able to drop Taysom Hill this week, and for whatever reason, able to pick up Devonte Smith again. So I don't know. There's people in my league who obviously don't know what they're doing.
All's well that ends well.
I mean, Doug could have picked him up, but Doug has he needs a lot of help.
I picked up Khalil Herbert.
He's not a receiver away from being. He's 0-3. I have over 100 points more than he has, and I'm like middle of the pack.
But I have 6 championships.
So
over 14 years. So, yeah, you can't win them all.
You may not win a game.
I may not. I know. Justin Jefferson sucks. My first overall pick. My first pick at pick 8. But I know C-Rad's like literally foaming at the mouth to talk about Mr. Trevor Lawrence. He came into Charger Stadium and basically just destroyed the Chargers on their home field.
He did.
Yep. Nicer hair than Herbert. Like, what can I say?
Is it the rib cartilage thing? Because that was
Fractured rib. He's got a fracture.
it's a fractured rib cartilage.
You put Trevor Lawrence on that Chargers team. Oh.
But they did.
I'm not
Joey
saying-
Bosa
I'm
did
not
go out
saying
early.
Trevor Lawrence is better than Justin Herbert.
I gotcha.
But I'm not saying it either. Like I'm not saying it, but
Look, I love Herbert. I love Justin
We didn't know
Herbert.
that.
Yes, we all know that it's now the running gag or whatever you want to call it on the show this season.
I don't know what they call Chargers fan base.
Bolt
but
up, apparently.
Bolt up. Are
Bolts.
you're part of the Bolt up family?
There's nobody bolting.
Fine.
There's no bolting up. Of
I've gotten
anybody.
this far.
Like a drill?
Hashtag
There's-
Bolt up
there-
family.
There's nobody bolting up in America. They literally have no fans.
Is that like a Gatorade
They have no
drink?
real fans in America.
No, yeah, absolutely. There are no.
There's Justin Herbert fans,
Yes.
but there's no San Diego Charger fans.
Yeah.
Well,
There's no San Diego Charger fans anymore. That's for sure.
Is there
They don't
more?
play in San
Is
Diego.
there more Charger fans in San Diego right now than in LA?
I would like to know
Hell
because
yeah.
I think.
Yeah, right.
I think the general consensus when they left San Diego, I think a lot of, tell me if any San Diegans are listening in the audience, but I felt like the general vibe was good riddance then.
Get outta here.
Get out of here. Go Pods. And they packed that place, to their credit. Petco Park is actually getting packed now, so they've clearly shifted their attention.
Before they left, they were still playing
They're
in
very popular.
Qualcomm.
Yeah, terrible place. Absolutely awful. The worst stadium in football.
Bro,
It was just saying a lot.
The only thing you need to know about Chargers fandom is the pandemic draft where they had to find fans to put on the TV screens
Yeah.
behind the commissioner.
Yeah.
And then when it was time for the Chargers to draft, there was like 3 people on those TVs like, yeah,
Yeah.
like when you see any other team,
They
they're like,
left
packed
San Diego
all
They were wearing Padre stuff.
left San
They weren't even
Diego.
wearing Charger stuff.
All goodwill from that city left with it.
man.
So.
Hey, do you want to be on TV as a Charger fan?
But
yeah.
enough about my Bolts. Trevor Lawrence.
Hey, they
Bolts.
beat the Raiders.
Trevor Lawrence. I'll just say it right now. It's the guy of the 2021 QBs I believed in the most going into the season, and I just feel like it's such a slam dunk right now, 3 weeks in, and I know there's a lot that can happen, but to me it's such a slam dunk that Trevor Lawrence is gonna be a guy in Jacksonville.
And first overall pick worked out. It was the right choice. I mean, I think matched with the coaching, matched with the young talent they have.
Yep.
That rookie they got this year is lighting it up out there on the defense. What's his name?
Trayvon Walker.
Yeah, Trayvon Walker, which was kind of a weird pick because everybody thought they were going Aiden Hutchinson, and they went with him. I mean, and ETN's getting in the mix. Robinson's having a huge season so
been
far.
very good, yeah.
He's who's he throwing to out there?
Christian
too?
Kirk.
Christian Kirk. Maybe
Doing
it
really
doesn't
well.
look like a bad signing. Yeah, it looked like it was a little expensive.
not
Laviska Shenault is not
No,
there.
he is not.
And Shark's not there
Laviska Shenault is not there.
Ingram is there from New York, the tight end.
Oh, Evan Ingram.
Evan Ingram.
I like him.
Again, they did all these moves that we all laughed at, and I laughed at.
I
in the
feel we're.
offseason.
Marvin Jones?
I think he may be gone now, but he makes. I don't know. I'm not entirely
I think
sure.
Marvin. They have some guys who can catch the
They
ball.
made all of these like marginal upgrades. Obviously, upgraded at head coach, going from Urban Meyer to Doug Peterson is like night and day.
Great name.
Thank you.
Urban?
Right.
That's what I mean.
But I mean, that's the consensus too. Is it's like, oh, there's an actual adult in the room. Which boy, Urban Meyer is probably never going to have another NFL job if
I don't
that's
think so.
the consensus. But yeah, I'm all aboard the Jacksonville bandwagon and the Trevor Lawrence bandwagon right
Biggest
now.
surprise, Jacksonville right now.
Gotta be.
Second biggest surprise, Detroit. Maybe
Yeah.
Miami.
The fact that they're staying competitive, they should have won that
Miami
game.
probably.
Miami being this good.
Is there
crazy.
anybody who's not kind of a closet Lion fan right now?
Oh, there's a team you have to root
Like
for.
everybody I talk to is like, I
Yeah,
want the
root for
Lions to win. If the Lions are not playing my team, I'd like to see them win.
I agree with that. I think
do.
most people feel that
I think
way.
that's a good statement.
I think that's a fair.
People are going to be
assessment.
dusting off those 2016 boxes, chasing Jared Goff again.
Yeah.
But I was going to make a point, or ask you guys a question for you guys out there. You can comment on the video here too. Is would you rather buy? And I don't know the numbers here, but like, would you rather buy 1 Trevor Lawrence or 7 or 8 Devonte Smiths?
Which one, Trevor?
One Trevor.
Yeah.
And I think Devontae's probably his market's going to do pretty well here because we've seen receivers do a lot better, especially in the last couple of years. But Trevor, if he can like turn it around, if that team, like, there's no reason that team shouldn't win the AFC South. Honestly, that division is terrible.
One last question: would you rather buy 2 Lamar Jacksons or 1 Trevor Lawrence? That's about the going rate.
Two Lamars.
It's just I think he's that old man news. You know,
2
it's like
Lamar
4
Jacksons.
years ago.
I mean,
Two Lamars.
he's having he's
One
won
Super Bowl and
he's
it's
won an MVP.
Yep.
And you could make an argument that he's definitely the most dynamic player at his position right now.
Time to panic on what? What are we panicking on?
Well-
I'm not panicking. Are you panicking?
Where's the whole Niners team?
Are we panicking?
well, there's that.
Like the team photo.
Wait, is that a Patriot photo of Jimmy Garoppolo?
That's we have been in those waters already. We don't, the Niners look like a mess on Sunday night. We know.
I'll say it again.
Again.
Say it again.
But
won't look like a mess on Monday.
I think obviously
We're a Monday team.
the big hobby news this weekend, the big thank you. We're better on Monday.
Here we are.
The big panic, I think, in the hobby, obviously, we talked about Trevor Lawrence. We're feeling good about him, but Mac Jones gets hurt. High ankle sprain. It looks like he's going to be out for a while. And even before that, I was looking up his stats. I think he's got the 3rd lowest QB rating in all of football, and the only 2 guys ahead of him were Trey Lance, who's been hurt and only threw like 30 passes or something, and Justin Fields, who they won't let him throw the ball. So Mac Jones wasn't looking that good to begin with, and then he gets hurt.
Who is starting for
Where
the
are we at?
Patriots?
I don't even know.
I know it's
Bailey
one.
Zapp.
Is it Brian Hoyer?
No, it is. No,
Drew
you're right.
Bledsoe.
You're right. No, that guy.
Is it Bailey Zapp?
Yes.
That's a rookie.
Bye.
No, is it a rookie?
No.
Yeah, Bailey Zapp's a rookie.
No.
He's a
Yes.
rookie.
No,
He
he.
got drafted.
been-
Bye.
It can't be him.
No, I think
about
it is.
Stidham?
It's not.
He's on another
I don't
team.
Stidham can't be there yet.
He's on the
Is it
Raiders,
right?
isn't he?
I have no idea.
I'm not joking when I say, is it Brian Hoyer? I thought
no.
Brian Hoyer was there.
They
No.
don't-
Yeah, it
a
is.
lot of people.
That
from
he's
the
on the
No,
depth chart.
Brian Hoyer-
Bailey Zapp is the 3rd, but they're not going to start Bailey Zapp over Brian Hoyer. Come on now.
Yes, Mac Jones. This comes from CBS Sports. Bill Belichick confirms Brian Hoyer will start against the Packers.
Well, today it says Brian Hoyer will be
Slam
Patriots
the
starter
Packers
versus
this
Packers
week.
if Mac Jones can't play.
Well, he's not playing.
betting the house.
We know
on the
he's not
Packers.
playing.
Well, this was 6 hours ago.
Now, so here's the other thing that if you are heavily investing in
They're
Mac,
saying day by day on Mac Jones.
which is crazy because then I saw a report that said that Mac Jones and his camp are like, no, I'm not day by day. I need to be out for like 2 months. Like,
Okay, well, this is Belichick being Belichick.
Yeah.
He says, day by day, what do I look like, a doctor? He says, an orthopedic surgeon, question mark?
Mr.
I don't
Personality.
know. Talk to medical experts. Well, it's probably, do I look like a doctor? What do you think? I read the MRI? That's not my job.
Man, that guy's been really bitter since Tom left him, huh?
Yeah.
I don't read the MRIs around the Green Bay.
You know it's time to panic, though, on Justin Jefferson, man. My fantasy team is in dire straits. And what's going on, Kirk? What happened week 1? Came out and said it was easy. He came out and said it was easy. The Packers weren't even covering him.
I know people are panicking on him, but like you can't go nearly 200 yards receiving in your first week and then be like, well, 2 weeks later,
happened?
I'm panicking. I'm not panicking, but people are. And I'm just not buying.
No, I don't want him. Actually,
First of all, they played two really tough teams back
yeah, it's 2 weeks. I mean, it's 2 weeks. It's fine. It's 2 weeks.
All right,
Relax.
yeah, I need him this week.
Yeah, they play the Eagles, which if we go back to week 1 of this Blitz episode, I said the Lions and the Eagles are going to be really good, guys. And then those are the last two teams that the Vikings just played. The
Lions
Vikings and the Eagles.
should be
Or
2-1.
the Eagles and the Lions. And now they beat the Lions, but it took a fourth quarter comeback to beat them. Like, they were losing the entire game.
And Lions should have won that game.
Lions should have won that game.
After the game, they said, no, that's on me. Yeah, that was not a good. They lost that game. The Vikings did not win it. I guess if we wanted to play.
How many points did he get you this weekend?
Nah, it was like 2 or 3.
Not enough.
Not enough.
Man, speaking of fantasy, like we are playing each other this week in the league that we've been in a long time. Since 2017, you completely have dominated me.
Yeah.
Like I actually looked. I had lost like 7 or 8 like games in a row against him. I actually the last game I just beat you. I broke the streak. But it's because our thing has a whole history on it.
Yep.
You're 18-9 against me in like
Wow.
the history of that league.
I'm your daddy.
So yeah, I mean it's.
Shout out, Daddy.
But now I'm on a winning streak because I won one.
That's right.
So
I'm due though. I've been.
I mean, your
scoreless.
team's terrible.
It's pretty bad.
It's terrible.
And I'm playing Cody, I think, in the Yahoo League
Yep.
this week.
He's been your
So.
shower
And just
My
have to-
shower daddy.
What?
Yeah, have to come back after an embarrassing loss. So we'll see.
Well, I had a squeak out win, so see if I
Yeah.
can get lucky again.
I know it's not the same stakes with Mac Jones in terms of card market and investment, but Russell Wilson, I know he's 2-1, but like does not look
looks
good
bad.
doing it.
He
looks like he got a lot of money.
He looked
He
like
doesn't
Russell
care.
Wilson at the end of the game.
Not really.
He started looking better.
He
You're
did.
right.
He looked
Yeah.
like the Russell Wilson that has dominated the Niners for pretty much the last decade.
But you can't. But again, that's 5
Bill's
good minutes
good,
of football.
baby.
5 good minutes of football.
Bill's
But
good.
I will say this too. Like I also think when he starts, they're gonna at some point put it together with Russell Wilson. Like he's gonna
He's
like
gonna
they're
cook.
they're gonna get better. That offense is gonna get a lot better with Wilson in there.
with Sutton and Judy, like they are going to be good. They're going to be good.
I just think they don't have. There's no chemistry there at all.
Who do they got this week?
I
Anyone
think
know
they got
off
the
top
Raiders, right?
Yep.
Is it the Raiders?
Sunday afternoon.
Well.
I'm gonna bring luck to the Raiders. We're gonna win our first one. After what I saw on Sunday, I'm very confident.
I'm not encouraged for if you're looking to get like Russell Wilson back on track. To me, that's a game where Raiders need to get back on track, and it's in Vegas.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know.
I think
I don't
it's a
feel
win.
good about that game. I think that's a Raider win.
But the Broncos are 2-1, right?
They're
So
2-1,
sitting
but
pretty
they
good.
should be like
They're-
0-3. They're
in
not
should be.
good.
They're in first place.
They lost to the Seahawks.
First place.
They're in
love
first
it.
place.
And then Najee Harris, has he just been? I haven't really. I mean,
Nothing.
I will tell you, we've been talking about the AFC West being the best division in football.
They've actually been one of the
Doesn't
worst.
It's
look
actually
like it.
pretty much been one of the worst.
Been bad.
It's been like none of those teams have really stood out. The Colts beating the Chiefs.
Terrible. I mean,
That was
again,
tough.
Chiefs didn't do themselves any favors. Travis Kelce literally dropped like 14 points by himself. So they will get right too. They'll be fine, but
I'm concerned that they just don't have the weapons at receiver.
I just think they looked good. They looked
I
fine.
think
The
they're
first couple
going to
weeks.
rely a lot on Travis Kelce, and I don't know if he can handle that type of load.
They should have won in Indianapolis. I'm not. That's a team that doesn't.
Out of these 4 guys, who do you guys think would be if you had to buy a card today? Who you buying?
Of the panic list of the week
Of
4
the time to panic list.
Yeah.
Mac Jones, Russell Wilson.
I'm still buying
Jefferson
Russell
or
all day,
Najee.
dude.
I'm going, dude. Russell Wilson's a Hall of Famer.
Russell
But
Wilson.
this is 2012.
I'm going.
Yeah, the floor is not that. The floor for him is not that
Like
low.
it's ridiculous that I know we're talking cards. It's ridiculous. We look at those 4 guys and we're just like, yeah, not going to the guy who basically had an amazing career.
Right.
I'm gonna.
Mediocre.
He's a Hall of Famer.
He's a Hall of
first
Famer.
ballot-
Hall of Famer?
He's a first ballot Hall of Famer, no doubt.
His career
Not
is
a
just like a
fans,
shade
man.
under Steve Young's. I'm not, and I don't say that lightly. He is basically just like
Oh my God.
a shade under Steve Young.
You guys
I'm
are
sorry.
you guys are discounting
I
the
agree
Legion of
with you.
Boom. You're discounting
no,
Marshawn Lynch.
No,
Because look, when he
Russell
lost
Wilson's
those guys,
better than Steve Young.
what did he do
Guess
when
there's
he lost those guys? He had
There were a
nothing.
whole lot
Russell
of Hall of
Wilson's
Famers
better
in the
than
Legion
Steve
of
Young easily.
Oh, I
Brady
don't
and
know about
Mahomes.
I mean, I don't disagree with that either, but
that. I'm not going that far. But I will say it's
for anybody
surprisingly
to say that Russell Wilson is not a first ballot Hall of Famer.
not. Is Trent Dilfer? Is Trent Dilfer in the Hall of Fame?
You just don't like Trent
Dilfer.
Yeah. The Ravens won a Super Bowl.
I gotta go break, bro. You guys do this last segment, bro.
Actually, we are going overtime, aren't we?
Yeah.
Trent Dilfer.
Did
He's
you
Trent
just
Dilfer.
compare Trent Dilfer to Russell
I
Wilson?
did because he won a Super Bowl with a great defense.
I think we should go on to our Week 4 picks, shall we? Yeah.
All credibility with
Yeah,
this
let me do
segment
the
is
picks real quick.
gone.
Then I gotta get to these breaks.
Yeah. All right. Week 4 picks. Who do
Don't
we
buy
got?
good man, Bren.
What I think Doug last week said Jameis is going to go off, which he
was a
did
wild
throw for a
card.
lot of yards. Dan said Russell Wilson. C-Rod was the only one who really got it right with Joe Burrow. C-Rod said Joe Burrow. I said Jared Goff, and Lions almost won.
I mean, that wasn't a stretch. That wasn't my pick. Wasn't a stretch.
No, it wasn't crazy.
Like my pick this week isn't going to be a stretch, and I've said it the last 2-3 weeks too. Zach Wilson.
yeah.
He's gonna
back.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what he does with the obviously improved team. He's got to be better than Flacco, right, at this point in his career. So
Flacco's pretty good. He won a Super Bowl too. Is he a Hall of Famer? Is Flacco a Hall of Famer, guys?
Are you trying to compare Flacco to Russell Wilson?
I'm just saying. You guys say, "Oh, you get a one Super Bowl, you're a Hall of Famer."
Flacco better than Trent Dilfer.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Yes. If that's what we're doing.
Russell Wilson might be on the third between those three guys.
oh
Dude,
come
man,
on.
The amount of hate that Niner fans have towards Russell Wilson is a real
It's not even
thing.
that. It's
I
just-
don't like the guy, and you just heard the statement I said about him and Steve Young. He compares favorably. He does. Look at the
Well,
stats.
one's the left-handed quarterbacks, not even the same category.
That's fair. Sorry.
Different era.
Yeah.
Different era.
All right.
I just think we got to give credit to Richard Sherman and
Of course,
Cam Chancellor.
they're Hall of Famers
and
too.
Those guys are definitely Hall of Famers.
You know who
Yes.
carried Steve Young though?
Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice.
John
Carried
Taylor.
his
Good
ass.
defense.
Brent
Carried him,
Jones.
You know what I mean?
Joe Montana didn't throw an interception in the Super Bowl, so.
Well, that's Joe Montana.
We're not talking about Joe.
Do we remember when Russell Wilson threw that pick right at the end of the game to the Patriots? To end the game?
Actually, I don't know. The only thing I think of it is the look on Richard Sherman's face. That's like all I remember.
Yeah, that's true. That's what we all remember.
that was a good look.
Yeah. Who else we got? So C-Rod saying Zach Wilson. I think that's a good pick.
Yeah, that's my pick.
Man, the a whole team.
Sure, whatever. Or someone
play.
to invest in. Or who do we got for a quick flip? Or long term?
This is Pittsburgh is going to look
whole
like
team.
a legit. I think they are going to. Unfortunately, it's going against you.
I was about to say. That's against the Jets.
But I think Zach Wilson's going to need a couple weeks to get, and I think it is a make or break week for Pittsburgh, and I think they're going to look pretty good.
Oh no, man, Mr. Biscuit, he just doesn't
like
throw
that
the ball
team.
accurately.
The thing is, Tomlin's going to figure it out. Tomlin's going to basically, if Trubisky is the reason why they're going to lose the game, then he will basically make it so he's more of a game manager and don't rely on him doing anything. But I'm saying I think Pittsburgh's going to win decisively. I'm betting on Pittsburgh. I'm going to be in Vegas. I'm betting on Pittsburgh.
I almost think like, man, if Tomlin was out there, he might be able to throw the ball more accurate than Mitchell Trubisky.
I agree. We need Pickett for the hobby. Let's go. Let's have another bad game for Trubisky.
Let's go, Tomlin.
Yeah, honestly.
I think I'm going to go with Justin Jefferson because, for one, the game's at 6:30, and it's a.m. Pacific because it's in Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And
6:30 a.m.
6:30
in the
a.m.
morning.
So,
London.
on
yeah,
Sunday.
in London.
London calling.
6:30
I'm not
a.m.
even going to bed Saturday,
I
dude.
know.
I'm just going to go straight to the
Well, my
straight to the
flight's
sports
super
book.
early on Sunday, so I might.
And I think it's going to be a big stage overseas. You got the biggest name out there on the field is Justin Jefferson. I think he's going to get in that huddle and say, "Give me the ball. I'm going to win the game." The Saints have been leaking a little bit of oil on the old offense or on the old defensive side.
Yeah, I think Mike
so
Garoppolo him out
I think you're going to see a couple touchdowns, 120 yards for Justin Jefferson. He's going to right the ship for fantasy owners, including myself. And you might see a little bit of a dip in his cards this week. You might see a little bit. Why you dip? And I think you'll see it pick back up this week.
Might not be a bad investment.
I would only be worried that because it is like not necessarily a primetime game, but like How will Kirk? I'm worried about Kirk Cousins.
So-
It is a primetime game.
It's technically a primetime game. This kind of goes into
not for us, but
Yes.
for them.
This-
like they're in a whole different new environment, and so I feel like Kirk Cousins will feel some type of pressure.
Kirk Cousins has history in London, by the way.
yeah, I believe and we've been doing London for a while.
Yeah.
A lot of players have done this travel and figured it out.
See,
From London.
I think this is going to go kind of into my pick. I think this is the perfect Kirk Cousins game. The guy who cannot do it in prime time because all the lights, all the eyes are on him. 6:30 local time here on the West Coast for that
Not
game.
a lot of people watching,
Ain't nobody watching that game. And in fact,
unless you got money on the game.
in 2016, his last time in London, career high 458 passing yards.
Oh yeah, Justin
kind
Jefferson's
of.
about to go off.
That is the most Kirk Cousins stat ever, right
Man,
there.
if you're in Hawaii, it's at 3:30 a.m. Bro.
Yeah,
You're getting up.
It's perfect for him. You like that? You like London? Yeah, top of the morning to you. That's
I mean,
not
actually, it's a
London.
good time for the
That's
East
Irish.
Coast, though. 9:30, right? So
Great
you're
time.
East Coast,
Yeah.
get 9:30 game, then you
Get
get the
an
1
extra
o'clock.
early
Yeah,
game.
yeah. I mean, that's 12 plus hours of football on Sunday.
Yeah. My main pick. Well, two guys who are doing revenge games this week. Mahomes and Mahomes and the Chiefs going against Brady. I think Mahomes gets right, and the Chiefs will be fine. The Bucks to me are not an impressive team this year. They've really been.
They've
average.
also have Brady has nobody to throw. it
Brady
to.
has no one to throw to. He'll have Mike Evans. There's also off the field stuff that I think is playing a factor here.
They signed Cole Beasley to the practice squad, and he was out there running routes.
Right. Yeah.
Like he went straight from the practice squad, gave him a playbook, and he's like, I got this.
Tampa just to me has not been impressive early on, even though they got a winning record. So I think Chiefs will come out. But my big pick is gonna be the Jacksonville Jaguars as a whole. Trevor Lawrence, Christian Kirk, Doug Peterson going against the Eagles. Revenge game
That's a good
alert.
game. Yeah.
Jags are gonna win.
They're gonna knock
They
off.
fired him right after a winning season.
Yes. No, maybe they weren't a winning season.
I don't think they were, but it was a couple years
And
after the
not
Super
that
Bowl,
far after
right?
the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I didn't think he wanted to be fired. I remember
Revenge
thinking.
game in Philly. Christian Kirk has been solid. I think he has a big game. Trevor Lawrence continues his push towards becoming
That's
a
gonna be a
great
fun one to
QB.
watch.
It's going to be a good game. I think it's an underrated, really
That
good
might be
game.
the best game of the week.
I think Jags are going to win.
I mean, you also this Thursday you have Miami versus Cincinnati, which is like
That's a
No,
really
best
good
game
Thursday
this
night
week is
game.
definitely Raiders and Broncos.
Well, that Thursday night game also, I don't know. Apparently, the weather in Miami was like so humid.
Oh, it's in Miami.
It was in Miami. No, it's in Cincy. It's in Cincy. But I'm saying last week's game, it was so bad. Like the Bills were literally like, yeah, I don't know how I didn't just fall over and die during that game. It was the weather was so.
Well, I
humid.
mean,
And then people
we
were
have,
dying on the Packers and Buccaneers
we
game
have
too.
we have like the hurricane.
Right,
I mean,
so
is
it's all
there
that
or
buildup.
is it? I mean, Miami obviously is not playing, but what
Tampa at
about
home?
Tampa Bay?
That is the plan. Is if they can't play in Tampa, which right now it's starting to look like they won't, they're going to move that game to Minneapolis.
And that is the Sunday night game.
Yeah, they're going to play that in Minnesota since obviously the Vikings are in London.
Got it.
Wow, so that's the plan.